Sit right back, the time is now. Tammy's gonna show you how to cook it up like Mama used to do. Well, she makes it easy. She shows you tricks before too long and all real quick. And the all-star of the kitchen will be you. Collardvalleycooks, hey, we're having fun. Collardvalleycooks, we're getting dinner done.
Hey y'all, it's Tammy and Chris with COOKBOOK. I'm real excited today because tomorrow's May's birthday and we are making her a delicious strawberry shortcake. I'm going to make a really big biscuit that's sweet in my iron skillet right here. It's going to be really beautiful. Back what Mama used to call a hoe cake. But we're going to add some sugar to it. We're going to make it with some butter. It's going to be really delicious. And then we're going to whip us up some whipping cream and have the most beautiful and delicious strawberry shortcake you have ever seen. All right, so we're going to get started with the biscuit mix first. So we're going to start out with 2 cups of flour. This is White Lily's self-rising flour, and it is a white winter wheat, super light and fluffy. Flour, and when you use a self-rising flour, there's no need to put in the baking powder and salt because it's already in there. So we're going to start out with 2 cups of that. We're going to add some delicious sugar because this is a strawberry shortcake. So let's put in a 1/2 cup of sugar to make it sweet. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't y'all tell me what your mama makes you for your birthday cake? That would be fun to read all of those comments. All right, so we're just going to mix the sugar in here right quick. And then instead of shortening, we're going to use butter. Okay, so we're going to use some room temperature butter. And I am going to put in a 1/4 cup, which is a 1/2 stick of butter. And use this blending fork to blend it together. Right quick. Come back over here, buddy. I always cover it with a little bit of flour, and that way my fork don't stick in it. All right, and so you're just going to blend this into your flour and sugar until it's at least pea-sized pieces. Now, because this is a shortcake, I do want to put in a little bit of shortening, okay? So we're going to put in about a 1/4 cup of shortening. So typically, a biscuit dough would be a 1/4 cup of shortening and 2 cups of flour, but we've got the extra butter in there and the sugar because this is going to be a shortcake, okay? So I'm just taking my blending fork and I'm blending that shortening in until it's about pea size. And I just don't think it's a shortcake without shortening in it. Now, you may decide differently and you may want to make yours without shortening, but there's nothing better to make a pretty fluffy biscuit than shortening. It works better than butter to make a beautiful biscuit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add milk, and typically when I make a big biscuit like this, I make it almost a little bit wet. So we're going to start out with a cup, and I'm going to go ahead and add some vanilla. So we're going to mix this up. It's going to be perfect. Now this is a sweet milk, which is just a regular milk. And there you have it. Now I'm going to grease this 10-inch skillet. It's a 10.25 inch if you want to be exact. And it's good and conditioned. It's an old skillet. You can tell by looking at the bottom how old it is. Look at that. So we're gonna grease it good, get this biscuit in the oven, and it's gonna bake until it's golden brown. And we'll just go ahead and let y'all watch it bake. Now the batter looks a little different than a biscuit batter because we put that sugar in there. All right, we're gonna slide this in our oven till it's nice and golden brown. Should take at least 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. And then we'll pull it out and we're gonna make our shortcake. Is nice and golden brown. And you want it to be golden because you want that sugar in there to be crunchy on the top, and it's just going to make it even better. So don't make it a light brown, make it a nice crunchy golden brown, and it's going to be delicious. Now we're going to flip it out on top of a plate like I always do my cornbread and my biscuits. So there you have it, our beautiful shortbread. All right, to make our whipping cream, I'm gonna stabilize it today because I'm taking this somewhere and not eating it immediately. I have a cold bowl. I chilled it in my freezer. I chilled these in the freezer. I chose not to use my mixer because it has a plastic bowl and I wanted it to be stainless steel and really cold. So this is what we're going to use for our whipping cream. I've had the whipping cream in the freezer as well. And so the way we're going to stabilize this is for every cup of whipping cream, we are going to use a teaspoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of powdered sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make 3 cups. And pour these into my bowl. It's cold. The colder it is, the faster it's gonna whip up, and you don't want to overbeat it. So there's 3 cups. So we are going to add 3 teaspoons of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. And we're going to beat this up till it's nice and creamy. Now we're going to add just a touch of vanilla to it. It's ready. That cornstarch is going to stabilize it. The powdered sugar makes it just a little bit sweet. And we should be able to have it stand up at room temperature or even be served the next day, and it'd be absolutely perfect. All right, I cut up 2 pounds of strawberries. In one bowl, I have the strawberries I'm going to use on top of the cake and in between the layers. In the other one, I have a few more, and I'm going to make a strawberry syrup out of these. So in this bowl, we've got about 2 heaping cups of strawberries. So I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of sugar for every cup. So that'll be 2/3 cup of sugar for our strawberry syrup. Now you don't add water or anything like that. What you do is you put these in the microwave, just like this. And you're gonna heat them for about 2 minutes, okay? You can put your syrup in a jar and store it and take it with you, and that way you can serve a piece of strawberry shortcake with your syrup. That's what we're gonna do today because this is for May's birthday, and that way it's gonna be so good and it's not gonna be too soggy, and you're still gonna have that crunch on that cake. It's gonna be delicious. After they've been in there for 2 minutes, we're gonna take this hamburger tool, which is, you can use your mashed potato tool if you have one, or a hamburger separator tool, and we are going to smash our strawberries. My mother always smashed her strawberries. She didn't keep them in slices, and oh my goodness, was it delicious. So we're just gonna smash these a little bit, just like that. And all we're making is a strawberry syrup, and we're going to put this back in the microwave for 1 minute because all of the sugar hasn't quite melted, and then we'll pour these up. Now remember, if you want to cool this quickly, you can pour it into a pie plate and set it in the refrigerator. When this comes out of the microwave, it's going to be super hot, so you need to be careful. I don't know what you will make yours in, but make sure that you can hold it without getting burned when you pour up your syrup. So we're just going to scoot this over right here, and I'm going to pour this into my jar. Just make sure you got a clean jar. And as you can see, that made exactly 1 pint of strawberry syrup. And it's going to be good, y'all. So I'm going to put a lid on this, get it in the refrigerator so that we can enjoy it once we get to May's house. We can stir it up some, shake it up a little. But there's our strawberry syrup for our cake when we get to May's house today. All right, I found this round in there while I was looking for my cake dome. So we're going to use it to make our strawberry shortcake on. I'm going to put this down on this cake round, and we're going to slice it in half with a bread knife. So here's our shortcake. It's nice and cool. I actually put it in my freezer for a few minutes, and now we're going to slice it right in half. And I'm just going to turn it and watch what I'm doing as I go around the shortcake. And you know, this is a biscuit, so it may be crumbly and want to fall apart a little bit, and that's okay, because it's going to be delicious, okay? So now that I've went all the way around, I can just turn it and continue to go around until I know that I've got that first layer separated. And when you pick this up, you slide your hand up underneath there. And now what we're going to do is put a layer of whipping cream in between the shortcake. And now we're going to use our strawberries. So now we're going to take our top layer, put it on the cake, just like that. Boy, don't that look good already. And now we're going to put whipping cream on it. Now I would typically pipe this and make it all gorgeous, but today I decided just to make it like you would make it. And show you how pretty you can make it without a piping tip. After all, it is a strawberry shortcake. So we'll swirl it a little bit on the top. But the prettiest thing about it is going to be the delicious strawberries, right? To make it even prettier, we're gonna slice a few strawberries and just let them hang out the edges. And that way it'll be even a prettier strawberry shortcake. So make sure you save a few to decorate the outside with. And just kind of stick them in that Cool Whip. Let them stick out a little bit. Maybe turn some the opposite direction. If they stuck out too far, push them in so it don't look crazy. All right, now I'm just going to put a strawberry on the very top. Just like that. Now this whipping cream is stabilized. It's going to stay just like it is. It's going to be pretty. It's not going to fall and deflate. And it was super simple. You can do the same thing with instant pudding, but I chose to do it this way because I'm out of instant pudding, and most of the time we've all got some powdered sugar and cornstarch. I'm going to refrigerate it, of course, until we leave, and then we're going to store it in this cake top. A viewer sent me this years ago, and she put COOKBOOK on it. It's super cute. So that's how we're going to store it when we head to May's house in Savannah. So I hope y'all enjoyed watching us make our strawberry shortcake for May's birthday with delicious strawberry syrup. Boy, is it going to be good, and I'm super excited. And I just really didn't want to cut it because I want it to be special for her. So you guys tell us, remember to tell us what your mama makes for you for your birthday cake. All right? And we'll see you next time. We thank you so much for watching Colored Valley Cooks, where we cook like mamas do, or like mamas did. See you next time.
Cooking time, it's over now. Tammy, she just showed